taking our time and enjoying the sights. But because I needed to have a bathtub, we have a bathtub.
That was the hardest thing for us, is to figure out what we wanted to do, what was functional for us. Hi, my name is Chris.
And I'm Karen.
And we own the school bus behind us. We call it Chasing Horizons. Welcome inside the bus. This is our living space right here. We've got the couch, which is actually a fold-out bed. We have all kinds of storage underneath with numerous baskets, different backup sheets, dog toys, different things like that. And Rain, our dog, will actually pull that out, pick toys, and not ever put them back. So that's interesting. We wanted to have access to have our kids stay with us. So that's why I did the full-size bed. And currently, we've only used it as a bed pulled out for 11 days out of our whole trip. My son joined us in Spokane, Washington, and was with us for 11 days. We have a bunch of magnets here up on the wall. He's actually was with us for 8 of those magnets in 11 days. So we were racing around. It was a lot of driving, a lot of fun. On this side, we have our love seat. I had this being pulled out so that it was almost like a twin or half a twin bed. But when we ended up getting a heater, I needed a place to put the heater. So we ended up doing that here, and I eliminated this extension. So that's where the dog food lives. We have a fire extinguisher there. So it's just kind of an empty space. When I sit here watching TV, I'll put my drink here and whatever snack I've got going. We've got an inverter underneath. We don't have solar, so that's one of the goals down the road. And right underneath here is where our batteries are going to be and where our inverter for the solar is going to be. So things are going to change up a little bit there, relocation of different things there. Typical vinyl plank floor, the rubber on top, plywood underneath. And I'm realizing, talking to other people, that not every bus has plywood. You know, like the southern buses, I don't think have plywood because it's not as cold as up in Vermont, where we're from. So yeah, we had to rip that all up. And there's 1-inch rigid foam underneath all of this for added insulation. So I wouldn't change anything about this. I think it's very functional and all of that. So.
Transitioning into the bus wasn't too hard. We luckily have family that has stored some of our important things in case we decide we don't want to do this anymore and want to set down some roots. But we did sell and give away a lot of things to lighten the load, both physically and emotionally. It was a pretty good experience letting it go.
I think the hard part was leaving family. We have a total of 6 kids altogether, and you know they're all in the Massachusetts area except for one is in Maryland. And you know, it's been hard. If you have areas where there's service and you keep up communication, that's awesome. But there are places where you don't have a ton of service and you feel a little bit isolated. But all in all, we're being very supported by the family and everything else that they, you know, there's a lot of love there. This is the kitchen area. The live edge wood is something that Karen wanted to do. I like it a lot. This is actually ash and this is black oak. I like the part of the backsplashes where we use the other part of this on the back. It's real functional. This thing here is magnetic, attaches to the refrigerator. Refrigerator is just 10 cubic foot. And then back here, we actually have a portable washing machine. So we can actually pull this out, attach it here, just like you could a portable dishwasher. Gas stove that doubles as a heater in cold weather like this morning. I'll crank this up to 400, open the door, and it heats up the space pretty well. This actually pulls out. This is a table setup that we'll set up like right here when we're entertaining people. Hot water heater is actually underneath here. The sink is actually from IKEA. We've switched this out a couple different times, but this goes right down into a holding tank, the gray water tank for the whole bus. We like it a lot. You know, we'll wash our dishes from the dish pan and kind of a drying rack right here, and then over here we'll put up a nice big cloth, and so whatever we have left over we'll just have it dry over there. The upper cabinet is something I put in. I'd seen it on somebody's YouTube, and I just decided that we needed a little bit more space, so we use this for glassware. Karen's coffee plates, they're all metal plates, so we don't have to worry about glass breaking or anything. And then we have this shower rod, the high tension shower rod that we lift up, and it keeps everything in there while I'm driving. We thought this out pretty well after seeing thousands of YouTubes. That was the hardest thing for us, is to figure out what we wanted to do, what was functional for us. Both of us are retired, so we have that Social Security on my part, Karen's pension, and we're going to be working at a campground down in Florida, not paying for a site, and that's a lot because we budgeted for about $1,000 for fuel, $1,000 for camping, and then also getting paid on top of that. So we should be able to, fund future trips. The bus is really solid. We had a great mechanic to start it off with. All the mechanical stuff that other people have had issues with, we have not, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't see this ending. We're heading down towards Florida. We're going to work down there, go back up towards New Hampshire, work there 5 months, 6 months at a time, just keep going back and forth.
Let's continue with the bathroom. We have a walk-through bathroom, which is really the second iteration of what we intended. But because I needed to have a bathtub, we have a bathtub and a whole different style bathroom. I really wanted a tub because I like to soak, especially after a stressful day. And it's a great size. We have a 12-gallon water heater, a typical RV water heater. We can get a couple showers in off of that. As far as filling up the tub, well, not so much. But I have a lobster pot system, so that works. Heat up some water in the lobster pot, put that in, use the hot water, and get a good bath out of it. Over here we have a dresser that we got from Habitat for Humanity, along with the sink bowl and the light. The drawers are reconfigured, but we've managed to get lots of things in there, which is good. Over here we have the Nature's Head toilet, which we love. It took a little bit of getting used to, but it's a great option for us. We also have a wall heater, which keeps the back end of the bus nice and warm. Welcome to the back of the bus, or the bedroom. We have a full-size bed, which works for us because we can each get out on our own side of the bed, which is really important sometimes. We each have 3 drawers on the side and a big cubby on the bottom and a little one up top. We have these really sweet little reading lights, which are great because I like to stay up a little bit later and read, whereas Chris does not. Underneath this bed, we have 46 gallons of fresh water and the water pump, along with some storage for things like off-season clothes. We do have enough storage for our clothes. We also have this small closet right here. I love this bedroom. It's comfy, it's cozy, it's quiet, it's calming.
With the outside of the bus, Karen and I actually painted it in one weekend. We used like an exterior paint with rust inhibitor so it doesn't rust. We painted the roof. It's actually elastomeric paint. like a rubber paint that reflects heat. And we actually just put this awning on. We had our guy that welded the brackets onto here. We've been looking at an awning for a while, and we wanted that extra shade and all that. So this is the first extended time that we've had the awning up. So on this side of the bus, we actually have our propane tank here, a quick connect for the generator for propane, because our generator is propane or gas. And then we have two toolboxes that we had put on. Actually drove to Maine to grab this one. It's a 2x2x4. This is actually where we put the generator. And then the back one's actually a pickup truck toolbox that we just flipped. All in all, we like the color. We're kind of surprised at how many other buses have the same color, especially with the white on the top. But yeah, we're pretty happy with this. Every once in a while we have to do a little touch up, but that's it.
I think choosing this way to travel and retire works for us because we have our things with us, as I said before, but also we can find really nice places to be and save some money in that we don't have to stay in a hotel and we're not flying. We're taking our time and enjoying the sights.
What we usually do is we'll park in a particular place. We establish a hub, and then we're towing a little car, improves the gas mileage and all that, but we're able to travel wherever. So we parked in Yuma, Arizona, and went up to Joshua Tree. We parked in Lytle Creek, California, and drove all the way to Santa Monica and Beverly Hills and all of that. So we do that a lot. We've parked in Magnolia, Mississippi, and drove down to New Orleans. So, you know, parking at my sister's in Hudson, Florida, and traveling down to the Keys. You know, 5.5 hour drive, but it was definitely worth it. We are chasing horizons on Facebook. The one that we have is the picture of the three of us standing in front of the bus, Karen and Chris Purdue, and Rain.
Thanks for coming on board and checking out our space.
Yeah, we'll see you on YouTube.